WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have something from Chivas Brothers Ultimate Cask Collection, Japanese oak finish, 18 years old, yay, 48% non-chilled filtered. It still has coloring added and I paid 120 euros for this. Usually it's around 150 euros, but hey, what happened? COVID-19 canceled basically travel retail, and so some of the bottles made their way to Germany. 1 liter monster here, a very heavy, very big bottle. I do prefer my 0.7. Why 1 liter? Because over here, at least in Europe, a passenger can take on board then actually 2 liters of alcohol with them, and it just makes it easier. If I buy 3 bottles of 0.7, it doesn't fit. 2.1, but if I buy 2 1-liter bottles, ta-da, I can bring them on board. Yay! So what am I going to compare it to? Well, I have 2 whiskeys for us today. That's my problem. I'm actually a sucker for choice. The first one I have here is the normal 18-year-old Chivas Regal. Over here in Germany at the moment, 55 euros basically. And this is 40%, yet it's 18 years old. I actually like this bottle a lot. This is one of the ones I recommend for people that are at the beginning of their whiskey journey. If they're going into Scotch and they want to have something, I just like this because every time I get this nice little old wood kick at the end, and it's just enjoyable, to be honest. All right, so let's get this a little bit over here. And my last bottle is going to be also a Chivas Regal, and it's the Mizunara. Yay! So, all right, also Chivas Regal, the 18-year-old, and here at least mine doesn't have an age statement anywhere on there. Blended and bottled in Scotland. I do not find a 12 anywhere on here. Whiskey Base does say it has a 12, but mine doesn't, so I don't know. All right, so established 1801, very, very important thing. Here we have Colin Scott's name here. We actually have Colin Scott's name here at the top. And so he's an important person who did this. Mizunara casks are somewhat, whoops, I forgot it's a screw cap, are somewhat becoming vogue. Something that more and more distillers are using. Dewar's just announced that they will have their 8-year-old smooth with a Mizunara cask as well. So, got the cap. All right, screw cap here. So we're talking 50 euros for this. We're talking 120 euros for this. We're talking about 55 euros for the 18-year-old. So I would much prefer the 18-year-old to the Mizunara. It's just not my cup of tea of this one. This one we're here to find out. 40%, 40%, 48%. Yay, non-chilled filtered, chill filtered, chill filtered, coloring, coloring, coloring. So actually they put a little bit more coloring into the Japanese oak, I have the feeling, than they did their normal 18. Just my feeling here. All right, on the back it says here, each drop of this Chivas Regal 18-year-old blended Scotch whiskey has been finished in Japanese oak cask, a rarity even amongst Japanese whiskeys. All right, so this unique blend is non-chilled filtered to maintain its distinctively rich flavor and bottled at a special strength of 48% ABV to further concentrate the flavor notes in every single drop. It is an indulgent and intense magnification of the best that the Chivas Regal 18-year-old has to offer. Exclusively created for travelers. Well, if you can't travel, then the whiskey will come to you, right? All right, let's try this. On the nose, I constantly get sandalwood. Mizunaras for me, almost identical to sandalwood. And there's a little bit of like a clementine, mandarin, like there's small oranges in here. There's a little bit of toffee, a little bit of caramel. Nice, nice, nice. The normal 18-year-old, it's much brighter than the Japanese oak 18-year-old Chivas. There's a little bit of a lemon moment to be had. And over here, I don't know what's going on with this one. This is the Mizunara. Um, this is totally for me off in left field. It just strikes a nerve here. It's as if you're you have these little fresheners you put into the urinals, those little urinal stones that kind of keep the smell down or whatever. That's what I get here. And that's not what I should be getting. I get that a lot with young ryes and so on. So it's somehow just, it just doesn't, I just don't get that whiskey for some reason. All right, let's try 48%. Cheers. It's a little hotter than I expected with a 48%. The first time I tried it, I was like, wow, that's a little bit hotter than I expected. I've tasted 4 whiskeys since then, done this video already in German. Getting back to that, it was like, it's still hotter than I expected. So it's not me, it's definitely the whiskey. It is 48%. Now, there is a secret weapon to hotness often, not always, but often, and it is water. So I'm going to dilute it down probably to 43, 42, maybe 41%, and see if it's something similar to these. I'll come back to that in a moment. I really enjoy, have I mentioned that? I really enjoy the 18-year-old Chivas Regal. I think it's a fabulous whiskey for the value for money. Even it is a blended scotch, it is still wonderful. And it always does this. It's a tiny little bit burn, and then there's a kick. There's this old wood, old whiskey kick. There's whiskeys in here that are older than 18 years old. The youngest whiskey's 18. They can put anything in there they want that's older. And they are always, according to my personal opinion, have some whiskeys that are a little bit older. And it just, at the end, gives this nice little push towards the end. And then it settles back down, and it's nice. Really worth the money. Nice. At the moment, without water, I enjoy this better than I do that. 55 euros, 119 euros. All right. And this Mizunara, which I have a problem with. I just don't like it. It's very as if actually a lemon had been left in the there's two. It's a lemon moment. Either the lemon has been left in the refrigerator and it's almost dried out and it's or if you've had a lemon and Coke and they refilled it 4 times and you still have that lemon in there, that 4th time it's just like a pressed out soggy type of lemon moment. And I just do not like it. There's an interesting, behind it, there's an interesting sweetness that's trying to come through, but that old lemon note is just overpowering for me personally. All right, let's go back to our Chivas 18 Ultimate Cask Collection Japanese Oak Finish. Do you know of any bourbons that have Mizunara or any ryes that have used Mizunara yet? Please write it in the chat if you do know in the comments. And what is your favorite bottle of whiskey with a Mizunara finish? And last question of the day, I have 3 actually. What is your favorite Chivas Regal? I have a 25-year-old back there for 200 euros. I have the 18, I know I have this 18 and that and so on. Chivas Regal, Pinot Ricard are making some interesting products, I think. This whiskey, for me, personal opinion, definitely improves with a little bit of water. Take it down to 43, 42%. a lot more fruitiness, a lot more of a sweetness comes through, less of a bitter, sharp alcohol bite is there. Maybe I'm just too weak for the 48%. I can live with that. Hey, I can add my water to my whiskey. I do like a Glenfarclas 105 with 60%. I do like a great bourbon with over 60%. But sometimes there's just some whiskeys out there that are like, well, 48%, 42%. Oh, and why punish myself to say, hey, I need to have it a higher proof if I don't enjoy it as much as a lower proof? I always recommend playing a little bit with water, adding a little bit of, a lot of he does is teaspoons. I do my little, I shoot a little bit of water in here with my nice little thingamabob. Taste with water, C++. This is more of a C+, and this is more of a C minus D+. More of a D+, to be honest. Is this with water a B? No, it's still a C+, this is still a C, and this is still whatever. Value for money, I could not actually highly recommend this. I can recommend this, but this is just too expensive. If you're going to pay 150 bucks or 150 euros or something like that, go for something else, my personal opinion. Try a sample. If money's not a problem, buy it, share it with your friends, let them have the experience of Mizunara, let them have the experience here of having an 18-year-old whiskey. But my recommendation, if you're in the States and you want to try Mizunara, Dewar's 8-year-old Mizunara, 28 bucks I think is what it's going to cost for that 0.7 liter bottle. Try that first, so you have a little bit of idea of what that Mizunara does, and then you can move your way up the food chain and try different things like that. All right, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you very much for liking. Thank you very much for telling others about this crazy guy in Europe tasting whiskeys you might not ever have. The comparison whiskey, sometimes, but not even that. All right, and also don't forget to share this video on maybe on a social media platform and tell others. All the best. WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, giving this a C++ with water and more of a D for the value for money. This is my solid C and my solid C for value for money as well. All the best. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.